Hi friends, welcome back to MEDPG. I'm Dr. Benson Benjamin, one of the course coordinators at MEDPG. And finally we know that the NEET PG is definitely happening because we just had the INI-CET happening on the declared date. So we have another 40 or 45 days more to go for the NEET PG exam, which we have been so eagerly waiting all these days. A lot of changes has happened in the pattern, a lot of confusions are there, nothing is definite. We know that the 300 questions have been changed to 200 questions, and we know that the pattern may or may not change with the questions. We are speculating a lot of clinical questions may be asked. We are speculating that a lot of vertical and horizontal integration with the questions may happen, like the other international exam patterns. But the INI-CET did not have a lot of such questions, so we are still confused, whether NDE will be completely revamping their bank to get in a lot of clinical questions and horizontally and vertically integrating these questions together. But definitely we know that the pattern is changing to 200 from 300 questions. That may raise a lot of questions and may make us panic. But as a student, as a person who already passed through the same phase that you guys have done, always, as you all know, I have discussed in my previous videos what has happened to me during my preparation and stuff and all. I have failed. I know that the first time I attended my exam, my rank was 28,000. At that time, the major mistake that I did, that I really committed in my preparation phase, was panicking in the last 2 months and not able to be revised properly, organized properly, and read everything up and structure myself in my learning. When I corrected that mistake, the next time, you know the story, that all the ranks that I got, everything was because of that correction in my revision and my learning strategy. So this last 1.5 months or maybe 40 days is the most critical part of your entire preparation phase. It is unduly prolonged due to all the pandemic and tragedy we had. But this 40 days, organizing yourself, focusing on the strong areas and identifying your weak areas, putting more time to revise those weak topics, and at the same time not completely neglecting your strong areas is very important and key to your success. So as I always tell all my students, it's not about knowing those rarest of rarest parts that actually decides your rank. The real hardcore truth of NEET exam or any competitive exam is that you should not be missing something that everyone knows. So go back to your basics, start reading up from a structured, organized learning methodology of revising each and every subject and chapter in the basics to the highest order, so that you know that you have read the basics up, which you always forget, and you know that extra edge material in those subjects that you're really good at. Don't try to go and put a lot of effort into those subjects you can never catch up because there is no time for it. But revise those things that everyone knows in those subjects. For example, I'll just tell you an example. If you are very poor at SPM, don't neglect epidemiology, don't neglect infectious disease and the basic environment chapters like that, or contraception chapters in SPM, because that is very important. There are no question papers without these topics. Similarly, if you are very bad in medicine, don't forget those basic general medicine parts which always get a question. And don't forget to read those tables and charts that are always repeated in the exams. So that's the key idea. You identify the subjects you're really good at and identify the ones you're really bad at. Make sure that you have that edge extra material after the basics in those specific subjects you're really good at, and ensure that you have read and revised everything that everyone knows in those bad subjects. And finally, sum it up all. Get a focused approach. Do crazy number of questions. Crazy number of questions means forget reading theory. Just keep on doing questions and learn via questions. And I always tell my students at MEDPG that the best method to learn and revise is to not read your notes, but to make sure that you do questions from each and every subject, each and every topic, especially those questions that has been asked in the past. Do not go for made up questions or hi-fi funda questions that is always being repeated, means always being like repeated, or like what I'm trying to say is promoted by various platforms or institutes or anything. I'm just telling you, stick to the basic, go to the previous papers, identify those questions that are actually asked in NEET PG. Learn those things, revise those things. One of my suggestions that I give to my MEDPG students is that follow pre-PG pattern. Do the daily test, look into the effort DNA and the prep DNA, identify topics you're really weak there, and put your effort on those topics and improve. But now it's not time to do all those things because the students who are listening to this video outside MEDPG classes. So I'll tell you, whatever pattern or whatever platform or whatever content you have been using, use the same content, revise it properly, organize yourself and sum it up. Keeping this in mind, I'm giving you the best of the wishes possible for all of you. None of your efforts will go waste, and be confident, prepare well, stay focused. Do not panic. The pattern may or may not change, but your learning will not change. So whatever you have learned, apply that in the exam. The pattern will never decide your rank, because you should understand that every single person appearing this exam has the same situation as you have. So you are all in the same test scenario and nothing has changed for anybody because the pattern is new to everyone. So if you can keep your mind calm and cool, read through the paper, identify the questions, apply your learning across the subjects and try to solve the questions, you are at your best, and the rank that you're supposed to get will be definitely there. Okay? All the best. Thank you.